So I was outside of Checkers and talking to a customer that was outside of Checkers waiting for their food. And woman was talking about the place that I work at. And she's like, damn, that cashier was a fucking bitch. And she was talking about... Alright, today is July 7th, 2016. It is 8:49 in the PM. And I am behind the plaza right now. I'm actually going to go over here to where my girlfriend works in just a moment. Say hi to her, because I don't like when she walks home alone at night. I just figured I'd point out that you find the most interesting random stuff behind plazas. Honestly, this like nightstand kind of thing would actually be pretty nice if it wasn't missing the top drawer. It's not like you can scrub off all those little sticky dots and just wipe it down, and it's not like, other than the drawer missing, it's not broken at all. But anyway, so earlier today I watched a movie called Equilibrium. Mind you, this movie came out a number of years ago. I want to say early 2000s, but I don't remember when. Hey, there's a shopping cart. Movie came out early 2000s. It's futuristic, this dystopian future. My English is good. There's two shopping carts, actually. I think they're both Publix shopping carts, which Publix hasn't been over here in a little bit. But, so, dystopian future where the government kind of feeds people this kind of medicine to lull them into a state of compliance, and emotion is outlawed. For those of you who have not seen it, I recommend to go see it, because it is a good movie. Have you ever seen those movies where, after you watch a movie, you kind of get into that, feel of, like, you're really in the movie? I watched the movie almost entirely straight through, stopped it with about 9 minutes left of the movie. Mind you, about 7 minutes of that are credits. So 3 minutes left of actual movie, and I stopped it so that I could take her to work. And I am taking her to work, thinking about the different things in the movie, and I'm like, all right, some things in this movie don't quite make sense, and other things make so much sense that it's kind of scary, because it's not like the thing about emotions being outlawed. Obviously that's probably never going to come to pass, but the thing about the world being dominated by a pharmaceutical company, basically, that's feeding people drugs to keep them compliant. Well, damn, that sounds very similar to what we live in right now, doesn't it? I have this conversation with several coworkers of mine almost on a daily basis about them going to doctors and seeing different, doctors about different issues that they have. And, almost every now and then when I'm on a 15 or on a 45, I'm outside smoking a cigarette with somebody, and they're talking to me about this person or that person or this problem. And, I'm just giving my little input every now and then. And we've all come to an agreement that the majority of doctors don't get their money from actually treating patients. They get their money from recommending drugs and having you actually go fill prescriptions, because that's how pharmaceutical companies work. The more doctors that you can get to say, hey, if you can fill out if you can get X number of people to sign up for this prescription and be under this drug, then we'll give you X amount of money per paycheck just because you sold our drug. Which I think is kind of a fucked up way to live. because, like, for example, a few years ago, well, not even a few years, yeah, it was probably a little less than a year ago, actually, I had an ear infection. True story. I had an ear infection. My ear was bleeding so bad to where I could barely hear out of my ear. I didn't have the money for it at the time because I didn't have insurance. Got a hold of my parents. My parents were like, yeah, let's go. So my mom took me to a doctor. It was a urgent care center kind of thing. And the urgent care center, it took us longer to sit there and fill out paperwork than it did to actually go in and see the doctor. So we're out in the waiting room filling out this half-hour long questionnaire of, what are you allergic to? Are you on this kind of medication? Do you have violent swings of blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, no, my ear is bleeding, motherfucker. Let me in to see the doctor because I can't hear what you're trying to tell me. Thankfully, my mom and girlfriend were there to fill out the paperwork because I couldn't pay attention to anything. But going to see the doctor kind of, within 5 minutes, takes a look and says, yep, you have an ear infection. Why don't you go down to CVS? I'll give you a prescription. I'll send it over there for you. And you get to pay a $155 doctor visit. Thank you for staying. What? It took you 5 minutes to tell me I have an ear infection? No shit, I know I have an ear infection. I'm bleeding out of my fucking ear. But so anyway, doctor sends me to CVS, and I get there, and the pharmacist is like, yeah, this prescription that he gave you, we have a generic that's actually over the counter that's probably like $5 because it's just eardrops. Do you want to pay for the $300 prescription that he wants to give you, or do you want to pay the $5 for the eardrops? I was like, fuck the prescription, throw it away. I'll take the $5 method, thank you. Because again, I live paycheck to paycheck, and fuck doctors. So, I'm not a big fan of going to the doctor, not a big fan of going to the dentist, as many of you may or may not know if you see me in person. My teeth do not look the greatest. But the only doctor that I am pleasant to see from time to time, and I say time to time as if it actually happens, but on a rare occasion, is the eye doctor. And the only reason I like seeing the eye doctor is because he allows me to see. I wear glasses. I know he's not signing me up for some kind of medicine because that I don't need eye drops. I just need glasses. I've tried contacts, don't really like them, blah blah blah. Anyway, but back to the fucking movie. But yeah, the idea of the movie was that everybody takes this medicine. It's an injection. Everybody has this gun, this injection gun that they carry around, and every time this gong sounds around the entire town that you are in the city, everybody must take their injection. And you'll see, there's a scene in the movie where somebody's walking through a crowd, huge crowd, I mean like 70, 80 people in this crowd of people, and then the gong sounds and everybody stops what they're doing, just stands still for a moment, reaches into their pockets, every single one of them, pulls out this injection gun, and right into their neck. And then everybody puts it back in their pocket and then continues about their day. Like, what? You just got 80 people, if not the entire fucking world, to take an injection at the same time? How did you manage to eventually lead up to that, future where everybody is compliant? Now, mind you, there are people in the outskirts of town who, share an emotion, and they show how the people from the town go out to the wasteland or the wastes or whatever they call it to meet up with the rebels and burn priceless artifacts of art and color and anything that could inspire creativity. There's a priceless work of art called the Mona Lisa, which they scan and say, yep, that's the real article, burn it, and you're sitting there like, what fucking kind of future is this, that nobody can express themselves? And there's somebody that Well, there's a lot of different instances. You got to watch the movie. I'm not going to share every little one of them, but it's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a good movie. You should see it. If you don't remember the name, you should rewind this because it is a recorded media and you can do so. But anyway, I'm going to go over here and take a look at something because I saw it just a moment ago while I was ranting. And there's a sign here that says, "Premises protected by video surveillance security system, warning." Okay, warning that there are security cameras in place, probably watching my every move where I am standing currently. In just generally eyeballing it, I don't see any. Mind you, I guess that's the idea. I should not know where the cameras are. But I think they're lying to me. I see places where plugs should be. I see places where cameras could be, but I don't see any actual cameras. I mean, it could mean inside the building. I don't know. But welcome to creepy hallway number 1. By the time I reach the end of this hallway, I will be turning this off. So for the time being, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, anything that you would like me to watch and make some kind of review about, movie, television show, anything like that, preferably something on Netflix because I don't have actual cable. And if you suggest Game of Thrones, I will nothing. I don't watch Game of Thrones. Although I did see the most recent episode because I was over at my parents' house. Don't ask. Anyway, this is me coming to the end of the road. And anyway, one quick word. For those of you who saw the little comment in the beginning of the video, I'm actually shooting that right after I get done with this, just as a teaser to make you want to watch the video, because it has absolutely nothing to do with anything that I talked about. Haha, joke was on you. Have a good day. Goodbye.